Hey everybody, how's it going? Today, let's take an up-close and personal, in-depth look at the all-new 2014 Toyota Corolla S Premium. And this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the Corolla. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clipping over the performance data, as well as show you a bunch of the unique aspects of the interior as well as exterior. And before we begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Rice Toyota Scion, located in Greensboro, North Carolina, for allowing me the opportunity to come out and film the all-new 2014 Toyota Corolla S Premium. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up. Let her run. The exterior color is known as Slate Metallic and features the top-line Softex premium leatherette interior with gray color accent piping and stitching finished in black. Not to mention the S-specific sport bucket seating with heavier side bolstering than the standard Corolla seats. All Corollas feature speed proportional, electric assist power steering, and with the S model's sport mode, not only does it alter the shift points in manual mode, but it also retunes the steering for a tighter feel. All models also have the same 3-spoke steering wheel with grips up top and silver trim down below. The only difference is the amount of steering wheel controls and leather surfaces as you see here. And of course, don't forget about the unique faux stitching across the dash as well as the airbag cover, giving some of the soft touch material a little bit more of a premium look that you would expect for the price point. With standard Corolla models, you get a 3-pod instrumentation cluster with chrome accent rings, but stepping on up to the S and you also have a unique gauge cluster, with 2 separate pods that seamlessly are blended into the dash, not to mention a TFT multi-information display located right in the middle. There are 3 transmission options depending on your trim, either a 6-speed manual, 4-speed automatic, or Toyota's new CVT-IS, or continuously variable transmission with I standing for intelligent and S for shift. The 4-speed is only an option on the base L to help keep costs down, a carryover from last year, while it does gain an extra gear in manual form. The rest of the lineup is either the 6-speed or the CVT. The new Pulley-style CVT finds its first application in the Corolla and is designed to make it more responsive and engaging. With 7 simulated shift points, it's supposed to be able to mimic a traditional automatic with manual shifting ability via the gear selector or the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. And so, we're going to flip on the headlamps, fog lamps, as well as the hazards. Another pretty cool tidbit is that all 2014 Corolla models actually come standard with LED low beam headlamps. The driver's side window is fully automatic. And we'll check out the exterior, shall we? For 2014, the all-new 11th generation Corolla has been designed to make people rethink everything they may have previously thought about a Corolla. While it may have never been the most exciting model in the small sedan market, it's always been one of the most successful, combining easy driving with great fuel economy and reliability. It did a lot of things well across the board and appeals to a wide variety of potential customers from the young drivers to daily commuters, but it never really excelled in the styling department. Keeping that in mind, it didn't really need to, considering its intended market. It was just right as an affordable piece of transportation. While still offered in the sporty S trim, sport mainly translated to looks, building upon the standard Corolla with unique cladding and interior elements. 2014 brings about, in my opinion, the most important new Corolla to come out in over a decade. Almost everything is new, from construction to looks and interior, that not only makes it feel premium, but gives it something that it never really had before, a dynamic look, first seen on the Corolla Furia concept early last year. For starters, the Corolla is larger than before, with shorter overhangs and a longer wheelbase, not to mention extended C-pillars for a sleeker look. The new look also helps lower coefficient of drag as low as 0.28. If you look closely, you might even see a little Avalon up front. The wheelbase also increases by 3.93 inches, length by 3.1 inches, width by 0.63 inches, and height by 0.39 inches. These changes also help make the interior a lot more accommodating, with extra room for rear seat passengers, not to mention extra padding in the rear seats. Its construction consists of an all-new steel unibody that uses significantly more high-strength steel to help keep the weight down with larger dimensions. Reduced thickness in key structural pieces with increased strength can also be attributed to more high-tensile strength steel. Even additional bracing in both the transmission tunnel and rear floor help increase solidity. The exhaust system was also rerouted, which lowered the rear seat floor hum and allowed more room to stretch out for the backseat passengers. While the core powertrain and suspension hasn't changed much, there are a few differences, including revised control arms and spring rates. With the sportier S models, in addition to the 17-inch wheels, you also get specifically tuned springs, dampers, and bushings for a handling edge over the other trims. When taking a look at the exterior, across the board the Corolla has an edgy look, and differs only in unique wheels, front clip, and rear spoiler that you get with the S model. Therefore, you don't have to necessarily get an S to have a sporty looking car, although the S now looks more integrated and purposeful than before, rather than with just add-on body parts. Up front, the S has a gloss black center fascia with chrome brightwork, hiding a larger air intake with standard fog lamps to either side. You'll also find LED turn signal mirrors in this model, and the standard LED low beam headlamps across the board, a first for the segment. Wheel sizes for the Corolla range from 15-inch steels to optional 16-inch steelies and alloys, but the S receives the larger 17-inch polished alloy wheels with black painted inserts, wrapped in two 15/45 Firestone tires. The S Premium features 10.8-inch internally ventilated disc brakes with upgraded 10.2-inch solid discs in the rear. The disc brake setup can stop the vehicle from 60 miles an hour in approximately 135 feet, and for non-S vehicles you don't have disc brakes in the rear but rather 9-inch drums. But with the disc brakes you also get Toyota's Star safety system, which includes stability control, traction control, ABS, electronic brake force distribution with brake assist, and smart stop technology. As far as the suspension, all models are supported by an independent McPherson strut setup up front, while the rear is a simple semi-independent torsion beam with front and rear stabilizer bars. The torsion beam is attached to the body at a slight angle, which Toyota claims gives the car a better handling profile than before. Overall length is 183.1 inches with a width of 69.9 inches and a height of 57.3 inches, riding on a 106.3-inch wheelbase. Total curb weight, as you see here, is around 2,865 pounds. So we're going to pop the hood. The Corolla comes standard with an all-aluminum 1.8-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder that features variable valve timing, 4 valves per cylinder, and direct injection. It produces 132 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 128 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. This translates to 0 to 60 times at just under 10 seconds, with quarter-mile times of 17.5 seconds at 81 miles an hour. Top speed is limited to 111 miles an hour. While power hasn't changed much from last year, fuel economy has been increased. Expect a rating between 29 city and 37 on the highway for the Corolla S, with a capacity of 13.2 gallons and the use of regular unleaded. The biggest news though is the Corolla LE Eco, which uses Toyota's new Valvematic valve train technology. This expands the range of variable valve timing on the intake side to result in a 5% increase in fuel economy in addition to better engine output, 140 horsepower to be exact. And while torque is slightly lower at 126, it's available at a lower RPM than the rest of the lineup. Fuel economy is significantly better with a range between 30 city and 42 miles to a gallon on the highway. Checking out the new Corolla is really something that has to be appreciated in person. It's amazing the great lengths that Toyota went to make it stand out from the more mundane previous gens. Now, the interior feels more refined and luxurious than ever, with plenty of soft-touch materials, the faux stitching, and high-gloss piano black trim. Even little details like the color-keyed accents within the silver trim of the dash and doors help give it an extra dimension to make it more visually appealing. Your power windows and locks are located on the door, whereas down below you have a little bit of storage and a bottle holder. Like we touched on briefly earlier, the Corolla S receives sportier bucket seats that feature more definition and bolstering across the sides. This S Premium has the upgraded soft-tex seating material with accent piping and stitching. The S Plus right beneath it has mixed media of leatherette and different color center cloth portions. Entry-level cars come in standard cloth. The driver's seat is powered in this model with adjustable headrests and seat belts. For increased safety, there's also 8 airbags in all, which includes a driver's knee airbag. Of course, down below you have all-weather logoed floor mats, a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel, and to the left-hand side of the column are your power mirrors and interior lighting dimmer. You can see a little bit more of the detail of the faux stitching and the unique gauge cluster. All finished off with a gray headliner and optional automatic sunroof.
So let's go ahead and see if she sounds. So we'll go ahead and shut her up. Nice solid feeling panels.
The Corolla S comes standard with Toyota's Intune mobile media system, a 6.1-inch LCD touchscreen which could also be had with navigation, and an integrated mobile app suite with sound traveling through 6 speakers. Entry models feature an AM/FM radio with CD player and iPod integration with standard wireless Bluetooth technology and 4 speakers.
Of course, your side curtain airbags. Grip handle for the driver gradually goes back in, as well as vanity mirrors. Your rear view mirror is manually dimming, whereas in the top stack you have your microphone for your hands-free Bluetooth telephone, interior illumination, as well as reading lamps, and controls for your fully automatic sunroof. Now, like I touched on earlier, there's a few different versions of the Toyota Intune system. This particular one in this Corolla is not the one that comes equipped with navigation, but some of them actually have it available. Right now we're in our main media screen. Right now, obviously, we're on the CD player, but it shows the artist, song, playlist, album artwork if you have it available, random, repeating tracks, pause, you browse your tracks, and adjust your equalizer settings, balance and fade. The other audio adjustments are located in that button right there: AM, FM, CD, USB, auxiliary iPod integration, and a hands-free Bluetooth stream of audio. You can also reorganize the icons if you'd like. Trip information, fuel data, and your hands-free telephone. If you don't have one connected, it automatically asks you to pair it, and then you can use your voice dialing through the recognition system located on the steering wheel here. Changing the seek, track, tune and scroll between the tracks or radio stations, play, pause, and all the system settings. You can also turn the screen off if you didn't want it on, say, at night or so. As we continue down the center console, this particular Corolla S has an electronic automatic climate control system with your fan speed here, different zones, recycling, AC, front and rear defrost, and your temperature adjustments accented in subtle chrome, one-touch automatic, and off. Simple controls, relatively easy within reach. As we continue along the slender center console, You also have a little bit of storage down below there, a 12-volt power outlet. This particular one's equipped with 2-stage heated seats for both the driver and passenger, and you have your auxiliary and USB integration. Your sport mode, like I touched on earlier, as well as 2 cup holders accented in satin silver. The armrest is nice and soft padded, with 2 tiers, and a good amount of storage overall. As far as the steering wheel, across the right-hand side you have your hands-free telephone and voice commands, display settings for the driver info system, which I'll show you in just a second, and all of your radio controls to the left-hand side. Cruise control down at the bottom, intermittent wipers, and all of your lighting and turn signals. The backlit blue gauges, like I said earlier, are specific to the sport model, and you also have a driver info system and the digital display located right in between. Vehicle settings, fuel economy, instantaneous fuel economy, outside temperature up top, as well as what gear you're in, and trip computer. The trip computer is accented via that little button right there. A beautifully designed and very well executed interior overall, packed with technology features and stylish cues. So we'll go to shut her down, and we'll check out the back seat. The back seat of the Corolla also gets a thorough makeover, making it quite roomy, as well as comfortable for rear seat occupants. And if you need more storage space, you can always pull up the little toggle switches and fold down the seats. They fold 60-40 split, opening a space into the trunk. Climbing into the back seat of the new Corolla is no problem for those under 6 feet. Those over 6 feet, I just want to watch their head a little bit so they don't hit it on top of the frame. As far as overall comfort, initial impressions would say that the back seat is rather comfortable for an economy car. I wish it had a little bit more lateral support and a little bit more definition across the seat back, but overall, especially in the lower back portion, it's supportive. Another thing that I do wish it had was an armrest. There's only one storage pocket in the back seat, and that's located on the passenger side. There are 2 cup holders that fold out from the center console here, and they are adjustable. Up top, you do have grip handles, as well as your rear illumination, not to mention side curtain airbags for the rear passengers, and the headrests are also adjustable up and down. Now what's nice about the headrest, and like I touched on earlier, these headrests have been designed to where if you get into an accident from the rear, it kind of limits the possibility of whiplash, so they're curved up just a little bit, but not enough that it feels like you're pushing your head forward. It kind of cradles your head in a way, and you kind of got to check it out in person to see what I mean. But you can sit 3 people back here, probably a smaller person in the middle, but there are 3 full seatbelts. Now, I'm around 5'10", 5'11" or so, and with a comfortable seating position for myself up front, I have a few inches of leg space available and probably maybe an inch or so, 1.5 inches tops of headspace. I think breathing room back here is also pretty good overall. There's not a lot of hardware under the seats, so you can stick your legs up under there. And because there's not a big drivetrain hump, you can kind of stick your leg across that as well, making it a little bit easier to stretch out. Open up the light trunk lid, and you'll find a respectable 13 cubic feet of cargo space overall. Combine that with the 60-40 folding seat, and it expands to a nice amount of space. The passenger seat is manually adjustable. And you do have a glove box with a good amount of space.
For 2014, the all-new Corolla enters the market in a big way. With improved comfort, technology, and a fresh dynamic design, it's sure to continue solidifying its ranks as one of the top vehicles in the segment.
Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the all-new 2014 Toyota Corolla. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.